Hey peeps, this is Stephanie from Stephanie Sue's. I pray everyone is doing well. I decided to turn on the my camera, and I was in the midst of doing the inside of this cover. So what I'm making is a guest book for one of my co-workers. It's her mother's 80th birthday party. So I did the front, the back cover, and I'm working on the inside cover, and I'll show you where I'm going with it, what my plans are for it. And I'll kind of take this down. I got to move it anyway to do some of the inside, the edges, because this is not wide enough to fit this cover. So let me shoo this out the way, and I'm going to work on the inside cover of the front, and I want to cover some of the edges that it's not going to fit. So I'm just going to take some glue, and I have this package of just different papers. I don't need all of them, just a few to do the edges. I've been working on a lot of different things. So as to say, I don't just make journals. I make a lot of different items, and then I often have requests for, you know, certain things. So this was a paper bag, and that's what I'm using as the base for the front and back cover. And for the papers on the inside, of which I will show you after I'm done with this. I will show you that it's an old scrapbook that I got. So I've been buying old scrapbooks when I see them and using the paper out of them. That's what I've been doing. That's what I've been doing. I'm not even gonna, I really don't need this much of the paper. I probably only need this much. But I'm not going to take my time and cut it, because this paper has just been sitting. I'm trying to use a lot of stuff that I have. I ran across a video. I've been trying not to look at Hobby Lobby videos of clearance, because I really need to start saving my money for other things I would like. I would like to buy a serger or sewing machine, you know, so I need to quit buying things I really don't need, except for when the charms go on clearance again. I'm always going to buy charms or broken down jewelry and stuff. I just like to display the broken down jewelry, you know, in the mason jars when people sell them like that. So that's a given. That's going to happen. That is something that's going to happen. Yeah. But the other stuff at Hobby Lobby, like they have the stickers and stuff on sale. I don't need any stickers or anything. But if the patches and stuff go on clearance, I will be getting patches and things like that I'm using for some other projects. And their paper pads were on clearance, so I did buy some paper pads because I like to use them in my golden books. I've sold all of my golden books that I had during my last few craft fairs and stuff. I sold the last one at the Casey Finds, where I had a booth at that is now closing, and I sold the last golden book sold. It was a what's it called? Prayer and hymns. Children's prayer and hymns. It was so cute. So cute. And, you know, even if they hadn't sold there, I refuse to go down on the price. I don't think $52 is bad for what I do. I know some people sell theirs for more. So I knew $52 wasn't a bad price at all. I should just go ahead and do all the edges, just in case I move something differently, you know. Get up. I don't really need this whole big piece, but it's sitting here, so I'll just use it. I'll just use it. Not long enough for there. So what have you all been up to? It's getting hot here already. It's been 85 degrees and it's hot. Nope. Still a little breeze, but not a lot of breeze, you know. What else is in here? Some other papers here. Raining here and there. So I knew my phone was gonna ring as soon as I started recording. Hold on. Okay. I don't need to do these. I'll just go ahead though. Just never know. Just never know. Put this back. All right. So now let's go back to this. Oops. Anything that I had. So I had, like I said, I was already testing things because I'm not trying to take too long on this. So she liked blues and yellows. So I just try to throw those colors in. So she wrote down, so gardening. She used to be a nurse, and yeah, gardening. She used to be a nurse, and books. Those were like the key words she used. So I just try to sprinkle something like that all the way through it. I'm not trying to make it book themed. I'm not trying to make it nurse themed. I'm not trying to make it garden themed, although there will be more flowers than the other two, right? So at work, she mentioned something about wildflowers, you know. So I just, you know, printed out some stuff with the wildflowers. And then she gave me some pictures, okay? So to go faster, I'll go ahead and show you the front cover, right? So here's the front cover, of which all of these were piece by piece. I cut them out individually, like, I can't remember. This came from Etsy. I got these off of Etsy. And I'm going to point at them because I'll have to look up who it was. And if you want to know, you know, you just ask me in the comment and I will gladly tell you where I got this from. I got these nurse books and things off of Pinterest. This came from, this came out of something I ordered, some ephemera pieces, old ephemera pieces from someone off of Etsy. So it came with the, and it was blue. Blue was highlighted. So this, which has the blue music notes, came from someone from Etsy. I know who I got these from. This right here was the Yellow Garden from Mrs. Cog, because I use it a lot. That's how I know who that is. Of course, the pictures came from my client. And this, I was at a craft fair and I got a bunch of ephemera bags from the craft fair. And yeah. So that's where I got some of the stuff at. So anyway, all of these are like individual pieces. So I'll say that to say I printed off like something like an already collage digital. And if you want to know who I got this from, just the reason I don't I can't print out or anything because I don't have the time to always write down who the things came from and all of that. But if you want to know, I will let you know who I got it from. Sometimes I can because it's right off the top of my head, or I would have just printed it. These are just things I've already had in my arsenal, right? So some people I use all the time. So I know them by heart. And then like constantly repetitive use of it. And then some that I print off, they have their logo. They have their logo on the paper. So I can remember them easily. So that's my spiel on that. So I'm going to, I have this here. So anyway, so as you can see, this printed off all on one sheet. But I cut around some of these so I can insert things where I wanted it to be. So I don't know. I think I wanted to do that up here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut it, but if I decide not, it's not going to make a difference. If I decide not to use it that way. So I'm going to cut it on the line. And I'm cutting it from here so it could be straight. I'm going to cut it there. And I'm going to cut it here. And then I could cut, I'm going to have to use it. I'm going to have to use it that way because I'm going to have to cut this off. I don't need to do that though. It's not going to make sense. How will I do that? How do I want to do that? I will have to have a card going this way. I'll go ahead and do it. I'll go ahead and do it. After I thought about it, it's like, well, what would I put in there? So that's how I was doing that. Should I do? No, because that's going to be covered. That doesn't matter. All right. I guess I don't. So I don't have, if I don't want to use it like that, this is already up there. So I don't have to use it that way. If I change my mind, I don't have to. I could change my mind if I want. So when I do that, though, it's kind of hard to glue it down. I will have to put it on there first and then glue the whole thing down. I think that's how I'm gonna have to do it. Okay, so I have these. What else do I have? I don't have that much that I have to put on here because there's already a collage part. So what was I wanting to do? Oh, I know what fell. A label. It was a, hold on a second. Okay. I'm trying to see if this is, hopefully it's not blurry. And this was the little label I was looking for. I like it that the black is around it. It's crazy. I cut it out and I had to look for it because it blew off. So what was I saying? I'm gonna put these back. So I have this kind of like in between here. See how I cut that? So that's gonna be kind of in between here. And then their picture was in between here. And then this was here. You know, whenever I'm printing, I had two Canons in my time as being a paper crafter. And then when my other Canon I had for like almost 5 years. It was really, really a good thing. So I switched to Epson. It worked fine in the beginning. But now I have to clean it every few days to not get those lines. Sometimes I was like, forget it, because I'm not going to keep reprinting paper. But I'm not really liking the Epson. You know, there's people who do. There's people, you know, we all have our preferences. And I could kick myself that I didn't get. I'm going to put this here, but how does this work here? No. I could kick myself. Put this there. For not getting, and I want to put this, I don't need the flower though. I could leave it like that because I like this right here. Should I get something right there? I do like the flower though. What, Steph? What? Should I do the flower? Should I cut? Maybe I should just cut it out. I would like it more like that. Then you can see what's behind it. But yeah, I like the Canon better. That's my preference. I need to get my money's worth out of this though. If I knew how to speed up the video just to do my cut, I would do it. But I'm gonna have to put you on pause because I know you don't want to see me cutting this, and I'm not really talking about anything in between. So hold on, okay? Okay, so I cut this out, and I have this going right here, and then this can go here. That's how I have it. So let me glue some of this down before I glue it on. I decided not to put anything behind there. So these are just some books. Here's the label. Right here. Let's do this right here. And let's see. How am I going to do this? Will it stick in here? That's the only thing about this. When I do these, let's I'll just do this to stick it down, and then we'll use the, what you call it, later. Oops. Let me get it even. Yeah. And we'll do all that after the fact. I'll do all this after the fact. And I'm gonna put this in here. Just do some gluing. And then I could put this on afterwards. Do I want to do this now? Let's see here. Where is this going to go? So put this kind of here. I'm just gonna go a little bit. Just there for now. This can go on after. Okay, so we have this. So let's turn it over and we'll use the art glitter glue. Hopefully it works out okay. Hopefully it doesn't dry too quick, you know. Let's get some of this real quickie. Do some of this. You can hear the fan in the background, and I'm sorry. I could turn that one off, though. I'll turn the one over beside me in a second. Trying to hurry up so I don't dry too quickly. Okay. Let's see here. Gonna get this down. All these down. I have to glue under these. Okay, let's get under here. Got that down enough. How about this over here? You turn it this way. See, is that down enough? How about over here, what we got? got that. Okay, let's get this here. This looks like it's up a little. Okay, we got that. Did I finish this? I did do this. Let's get under here. Got that right there. Oh, why are you flipping up a little bit? I'm trying to decide, do I want to stitch around the edges or not? Make sure nothing's, fingers. I know I gotta do this. Trying to make sure nothing else is, I could, you know, flip up. Make sure my hands are clean before I touch the picture. Oh, I like it. Make sure nothing else is flipping up. Oh, I got this. Should I put that there? The tulip? Or not? I think I'm gonna leave it off, and here's why. It's red. So, this is the front cover, and I'll show you the back cover. I haven't did the back inside cover. This is the back inside cover, but this is the back cover. And I did that. I cut around the heads to put in behind her, to put that in there. See, it's got yellow in it. And got some blues. I wonder, is that her mother? I don't know if this is their I don't know if this is their wedding picture. So this is the cover, and I got to do this. I don't know what I'm going to do to it yet. There's not going to be a picture on it, so I could do just a collage. And so I have to put a Guestbook. I have one of the metal things. I'll probably put a Guestbook here. And I wanted to put her name on here somewhere. And 80th. How I'm going to do that, I don't know yet. I did make one before, but it was shorter for somebody's birthday party. And I can go back and look at that, some pictures, to see what I did. So what am I going to do? Okay. Oh, also, I wanted to see that I want to put some, instead of some metal corners, I have some of these corners. So do I put the corners? That's pink, so that's a no. That's more of a, I might use that. This is green. I hear some blues, but that's seashells. It's not into seashells. These are more flowers. So that will be, if I do use those, we would use that. These came from Temu by way of Charisse. No. Temu by way of, no, these are from Charisse by way of, I don't know how to say it. Temu to Charisse to Betty Jean, which is my mother, who went to Connecticut to visit Charisse, and she started putting a whole bunch of stuff that Charisse had, and she brought it back with her, and to me. That's what I guess you say when people say, I'm from, if you say I'm from Illinois, no. So if I'm from Illinois, I live in Illinois, but I moved to Boston. Can I say I'm from, people say, where are you from? Well, I'm from Boston by way of Illinois. Is that how it goes? Do I want the flowers on here, or I could use some without the flowers? See, that'll clash. That would clash. Yeah, that would clash. I would have to use the metals. The metals is what I would use. Although I do like these. See, I like it down here. But with this picture, it would clash. So I won't be using these. Sorry. Oh, forget it. Let's try these. I would use these. Not the shiny stuff. Can't remember where I got them from though. I would use the flats. If I could use it like this. Yeah, I like that. I could use it on all corners because the way I'm going to put it on. It's going to be bound by a hinge. I could put this on all the corners. Yeah, I like that. What do you think? I like it. I could do it like that. So, Stephanie, how are you going to add your papers in? So, I'm using papers from a scrapbook, right? I'm using papers from a scrapbook. So, I undid the scrapbook, which the old scrapbooks are screwed in, right? Let me move some of this stuff off of it. Let me move this out the way. I'll just put those over there. So this is the scrapbook, which I don't know if it'll all fit in there. And they were screwed on with the cover. Here's the screw. 2 of them. Here's the cover. So I got it for $3. Big, this is how wide it is. And here's the length of it, right? So I cut it 8.5 by 11. 8.5 by 11. And then I tore off these fold pieces, which they were going to tear anyway. And then I used them to hinge it together. So down the middle is what I'm doing. I don't need that many sheets, so it's not going to be a thick book. I also was cutting off. So these came from chapter 1. And the reason I can always remember these envelopes from chapter 1 is because she's got chapter 1 papers. When you print off any of her things, it says chapter 1 papers. So I'm also going to use these to go in between, right? So I'm taking these lines, and on the table here, which you can't see, that's how I'm going to bend it. I'm bending it right now. You can't see me doing it. I don't want to move my camera. I'm just doing that right quick. I'm going to do the... I'm just showing you what I'm doing. So I shan't be on here. And as you can see those lines. Can you see those lines? I don't know if you can see or not. From the print. So I printed the other side that so people can write on it, right? So like here's the envelope. Here's the envelope. Oh, so this envelope is like a up and down, which is fine because I'm not going to use it really as the envelope. So it would look like this. If you wanted to use it like the envelope, this is how it would look. And this is the top loading here. I'm just using it so I'm going to put some of these envelopes. I printed off 2 just for have something different on the inside. I think I got some other envelopes I could use too. So I probably will use this like this just to break it up some. And then I'm gonna have, let me find them, some of these Tim Holtz picture frames. So she just wants it so you can write in your, she said the people probably would just sign their name like an autograph. They may write, you know, God bless you or happy birthday. So we're going to put these on. So want to go on the inside of, I'll have it on the inside of this, right? I think I write it. I shouldn't have folded that. I might have it like that. Or just like this. And I probably shouldn't have folded it. We'll see. I don't have to use this particular one. And then I might have one here. I'll go this way. So I have some of these. Let's see. And then I will put some here. Just like that. Something simple. On each page so that they can write. They can write inside or they can write on the outside. And I have these 2 that I could put on some pages. So she says it's probably only like 30 people. Like 30 people. So it doesn't have to be like a really big book. So I think that's going to be cute. We'll figure out how I'm going to do that. But I'm just showing you my idea. Right? So I only need to do... The pages I have here now will be 8 pages. And this is the cover. And I'm going to hinge this on. I'm going to hinge this on, and I may have a ribbon. No, I'm not going to do a ribbon. I'm going to just do a whatever stitch that is. And they'll go like this. Like this. Like this. Which... it'll be fine. So that is what I am working on, the guest book. I'll probably come back and do like a quick flip through of it whenever I'm done. Actually, I could do my flip through on this video. So just hold tight, and I'm gonna come back and do my flip through. All right. Okay. I am back. This is a few days later with the flip through. And here's the guest book, as you can see. So it says guest book. This is glued on. These brads, I kind of cut off the stems and left this a little bit because it's glued on, because I had already did this side before I can really punch it in on this side. So this is glued with art glitter glue. And it's pretty sturdy. So, okay, so let me see. The spine, it's an open spine. I kind of, like this, I have it too far over. I'm just showing you some errors I noticed. I mean, I could pull it off, but I don't want to. So I'm just going to leave it as is. So, you saw me when well, no, you didn't. I told you I was going to put these on the corner. So I got them on all 4 corners on the front and the back. So this is the front. And I'm liking it. I'm liking the front. Sorry. I'm liking the front. This... Of course, I already showed you some of these things. We got the nurse, we got the books, some blues and yellows, and then, you know, I always throw in other colors too. But I have to make sure I have the colors of what is liked. And here's another picture that she gave me. So I don't remember if I did this on here or not. I'll know it whenever I get ready to post this. So I have also these photo corners or whatever, paper corner, I don't know what to call them. So that's on there, and I have put some of the Tim Holtz old tape on there. That's the front and the back. So all these strings are coming from the Tim Holtz frames. So let's see, let's open it. And then we have this. So this is where, so see how this is opening? This really should be laying flatter than that. It's late at night. I don't really want to pull it off. If I pull this off, I would have to recover this with something. And then put this back on there. I might fix it. So we have this. So the nurse, which happened to get covered, it says vintage nurse. And we have more books here. And then of course the garden. So all the flowers represents the garden. I made a pocket for cards here on a cardstock, and I collaged behind it. And then I have a pocket for cards over here. So that's for after, you know, like when the party is over and all of that, if they want to save some of the cards, they put them in there. I don't know where they have them during the party. So I used some rub-ons for the letters. And then here goes where they can write a write a well wishes. Well wishes is what it is. In here, they don't even have to just write in the frames. They can write wherever. Now, all of these on the side are the Amity Bloom torn strips. I think it's what they're called. So I didn't put anything on the opposite side. So I guess if she's only expecting 30 people, so if you're expecting 30 people, it may be less. So they can write in all of these. So how many do I have? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. Okay, 34. And then here's the back. Now this lays smoother. Yeah, I'm gonna have to tear that off. So, and that's the Guestbook. I like it. I like it. I wonder why. I won't keep you long. I know that this video was kind of long, so hey, I do a lot of different types of journals or things, or different requests that are asked of me. I like trying to do different things. So if you want to keep up with what I got going on, just hit that subscribe button, please. And then give me a thumbs up if you like what was going on, and leave me some comments below and I'll respond. So I thank you all who have continued to subscribe and to watch me. You know, you have a great day and a better tomorrow. Pray for me and I'll pray for you that God answers every one of your prayers. All right? Be blessed.